Hello, my people, and today I talk about things that just don't add up. You know how you get these scammer emails of these people that like send you stuff and they tell you they want money and they want you to pay them and it's a scam, it's a really big thing? Well, I once got an email, like a random email from this girl that said, see, her story didn't add up. This is why I didn't entertain the email, because she was saying things like, her dad is the CEO of some company I've never heard of. And she said, her dad got kidnapped. I ignored the email, so now she sends a different email. Now she goes from saying her dad got kidnapped to saying her dad got assassinated. The CEO of this company got assassinated. One, I don't care about the company, and two, this is your political affairs. Why are you involving me? And what didn't add up about the emails is, one, the two stories that didn't, correlate. Other than that, they don't just assassinate anybody. You know that, right? I don't wake up in the morning and I'm going to assassinate them. No, that's not a thing. Assassination is literally, I'm going to kill someone for an intent. I have a purpose. Me killing my neighbor, it would be murder because, okay, I killed, yeah. But if I kill someone like the president, yes, it would be murder, but it would also be an assassination because I'm trying to, it's assassination, figure that out. But they don't just assassinate anybody, they assassinate important people. And this guy, the CEO of said company, I mean, she might as well have said that her dad was the king of some country I've never heard of. And now this king got kidnapped and or assassinated. And this king is now broke. What doesn't add up about both stories is if it's the king, right? You are the princess, why do you need my money? Two, you're the daughter of a CEO, why do you need my money? This is why I ignored it. I just ignored it. I was like, nah. What really made me Google things was she sent pictures. She sent pictures and she was like, this is me. Okay. She didn't look like she was poor. She didn't look like she didn't have money. She didn't look like she was poor. She didn't look like she was unwealthy. Those were studio-worthy pictures she sent. And then the second picture she sends is of another person. That is when I decided to Google things and realized this company doesn't exist. Obviously, right? The next thing that doesn't add up, guys. Once upon a time, I was in Park Station, right? This is a train station for those of you that are not of South Africa. I was at Park Station and I encountered this homeless guy. At least the dude that presented himself to me as homeless. He said, and these were his words, by the way. This is why I decided these were his words. He said, his mother passed a few days ago, 4 days ago. He said 4 days ago his mother had passed, and since then he's been homeless. So he said he was homeless for 4 days, and now he needed bus money. He needed money to go. He needed bus money to go to his grandma's house. You understand how his stories just don't add up? One, when your parent dies, you do not lose the house. That's not how that works. Okay, you can still stay in the house and figure out how you're gonna get money to go to grandma. Two, you're not homeless. You're not a, because I'm here thinking most homeless people are homeless and or orphaned. This one is homeless and is not orphaned. No, this one has parents. This one has people. And now that I think about it, I have several questions for this homeless dude. One, how did you know your mother has passed? One, let's assume he didn't murder. Let's assume that's not what he did, right? Let's assume somebody called him and said, listen, your mom's no longer here, whatever, you need to go to your grandma. Let's assume this is what happened, why did that person not decide, hey, let me take you to grandma because I know you have no form of transport and you're stupid? I mean, that's the only way I can say it is stupid. Very reckless and careless. Maybe not stupid is a strong word, but reckless and careless, and maybe you need adult supervision because you're going to go to Park Station and beg for these people money. So now his part of the story didn't add up was that he knows a lot of things just didn't add up. I wasn't buying it, and nothing was making sense. You're not even asking money for food. He says, and this is what gets me. He says he's been living on the streets for 4 days. He needs money to go home, to his grandma's house by bus, and he, I guess, couldn't take it anymore after 4 days of living. He was saying, he was complaining about the cold, how cold it was. He wasn't complaining about hunger. He was complaining about the cold. I reckon that maybe he had money and then he bought food. So he wasn't hungry, or he just wasn't hungry. Let's assume he just wasn't hungry. He didn't have money, right? Fine. I reckon it was so cold that he just couldn't take it. Now imagine homeboy was a real homeless person. This person complained after 4 days. I mean, I've never been homeless. I don't know, but I understand that it's not exactly 4 days of cold nights. That's what he was complaining about, the cold nights. Nights are cold. That's not what being homeless is about. It's about you're going to starve. It's about you're not going to have lots of things you're not going to have that you used to have, that you were used to because you had a mom. And now that you don't have a mom, you've been dispossessed of a house. No, that's the energy he was giving me. He was very persistent about it. It was like, he wants money and he wants a specific amount. Now, you know how normal homeless people are like, 2 rand, it's fine, I can just 2 rand, and then eventually it will accumulate. No, homeboy wanted all of it. This guy wanted all the bus money. He didn't want 2 rand until it accumulates to whatever bus fare is. He doesn't want, even if he had a 10, you give him 10. He wants it all. And he's busy telling me that bus fare is like $70, and he wants 70. He says he's $70 short, and he wants my 70 rand to be able to go to his grandma. No, I am giving you what I have. I'll give you 5 rand. I think I gave him like 5 rand, and he started complaining. Hey, this guy starts complaining like I can't be giving him 5 rand, and he's like, no, give me what you have. I know you have more. Have you ever been homeless? Have you ever been a thief? No. These people, they have extra vision. They know what phone you have, and they know that, like, some people have Samsungs, and Samsungs are heavy. So they're like, let's relieve them of the pain of carrying, the weight. Let's alleviate them. Let's relieve them. Let's have mercy on them. Mercy is defined as like the kindness to stop somebody from suffering. In their mind, they're suffering you from the suffering of carrying the burden that is a Samsung phone. Like, no shade on Samsung. I have a Samsung. I like Samsung. But I'm just saying, they're pretty heavy as compared to other phones. And when they steal it, they can see, this person's carrying this heavy weight. Let's relieve him. Let's separate him from his possessions. Let's dispossess him. It's gone. Let's sever him from his items. That's why when they rob you, they're always like, more. Again. You give them like 1 rand, they're like, more. They give them 5 rand, they're like, You tell them that's it. They're like, but I know you have more. You take out 10 rand, they're like, nah. Like, that's the energy they give me. They have this X-ray vision, and so it's like homeboy had X-ray vision also, and he was able to see I had the money he wanted, but I was just not going to give it to him. I am also sometimes very stubborn with my silence, and I don't talk, and my ability to actually say no to the stranger, to homeless people. He wasn't homeless. This guy was going to his grandmother's house. Don't tell me I was saying I was being mean to a homeless person. I was not. This guy has a home. He just didn't want to live on the streets. He was done. Like, if I get him, if I was on the streets for 4 days, I'd also be like, you know what, this isn't, I get bad. In his case, he was done. He wasn't going to wait for 2 rand to accumulate and become bus fare. No. He wanted to go home. If you like that video, be sure to hit the subscription button. Be sure to hit the bell. Be sure to share with your friends.